Alrighty, good morning online learners. Today we're going to take notes a little bit differently than usual. So I'm going to write on the board behind me our different notes about dehydration, synthesis, anabolic and catabolic reactions. And then hopefully you have your notes and can follow along with me. So to get started today, we are looking at catabolic and anabolic reactions. Okay. Hopefully this shows up all right. A catabolic reaction releases energy while breaking something down. So a catabolic reaction is releasing energy while breaking something down. You can remember this because cats often knock things down. You make a tower and a cat will come up and knock it down. So catabolic reactions break things down. And in the process, they release energy, which isn't what you think might happen. So when we're building things, when we're building bonds, that takes energy to go in, but when we break the bonds, we shoot the energy out, thus releasing energy. So a catabolic reaction, again, releases energy while breaking something down. Like a cat, another way to remember it is a catastrophe. In a catastrophe, things fall apart, things blow up, things break down and release a bunch of dust and debris or energy, and that is why while breaking something down, we release energy in a catabolic reaction. An anabolic reaction is then the opposite, and it uses energy to build something. Okay, it's using energy to build something. We're putting things together. In an anabolic reaction, we're building something. Okay. Down here we have two examples of them, and I know it's a little bit hard to see here on your screen, but you do have them on the notes in front of you, hopefully. So you can see here we have a dehydration synthesis reaction, and underneath it says monomers are joined by the removal of oxygen from one monomer and the removal of hydrogen from the other at the site of the bond formation. Okay, so we're taking out energy. We're taking things out. Okay. And notice here we're building something. We're building something. Okay? So this would be an example of an anabolic reaction. Because a water molecule is leaving, to bond two sugars together. Okay, so an anabolic reaction is the same as a dehydration synthesis. So in a dehydration synthesis, you know that hydration or hydro means water. Dehydration is when we're losing water. We're losing water, we're using this energy of water to build something. We're using it to build this monomer. Whereas in hydrolysis, hydro again means water, and lysis we learned from our POGL means to destroy. So a hydrolysis reaction would be an example of a catabolic reaction because we're breaking something down. We're adding water to split sugars. We're adding water to split sugars. Okay, and we're releasing the energy. We're putting water in, we're releasing energy to build two separate sugars, to break things apart. Let me pause this for a quick moment while I go to our next screen. Alrighty, our next little part of our notes talks about ATP and ADP. I know you've talked about ATP before. I know I've mentioned it before in other videos, but as a reminder, ATP stands for I'll write it down here. Adenosine triphosphate. adenosine triphosphate. And the reason it's called adenosine triphosphate is it has an adenine group. It has an adenosine group. Okay? It also has 3 phosphates. So you can see here that we have 1, 2, 3 different phosphate groups. So it has 3 phosphates. And then this is its base over here. And ATP is the form of energy used in our cells. So you right now have ATP everywhere in your body. It's going everywhere. Your body's using it to breathe, to walk, to write, to listen. You're using ATP for everything. Okay? If ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate, what do you think ADP stands for? Adenosine diphosphate. Adenosine diphosphate. Okay. We again have 3 different things. We have the phosphates. We have a sugar. And we have our base, which this is our adenine. Okay. So our 3 parts then of a ATP or ADP molecule, the first is the base, which is the adenosine. So both ATP and ADP have this because they both have an adenosine base on them. We also have a sugar molecule. Okay, and the sugar used in this molecule is what's called ribose. So this is a ribose sugar. And then lastly, we have phosphates. And the number of phosphates depends on if it's ATP or ADP. And then the last bit of notes I wanted to go over today is just the mitochondria. And you all know what the mitochondria is. It makes energy for our cells, specifically this ATP. So the mitochondria, let me grab a different color, is the organelle responsible for the production of most of the ATP during, oh, this is getting really dark, or light, I'm sorry, during cell respiration. During cell respiration. Those are our first little bit of notes we're going to go over today. Please make sure you let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, make sure you tune in to your next activity. Thank you.